Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Shenanigans.
What up, kids?
What is up, indeed? So,
Yeah.
we've moved on to the next day, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Evidence has been planted. What's the next step?
All right. Evidence has been planted. The next step is to go in to the farm the next day. Tell them, I think I have a lead. I should have an answer for you as to what happened by tomorrow. And
Grace sits standing on the porch when you arrive, and you begin to tell her this, and she claps her hands together very gently and says, "Wonderful. We here at Stargazer Farms greatly appreciate your efforts.
No problem.
Are you sure we can't interest you in some of our product? It is 100% GMO free. That means no gnomes have modified these organisms."
I'm sure that's wonderful, but like I said before, alcohol is my drug of choice.
Of course.
Yes. And I'll thank her, and then remember that I've still got that Starly from the halfling in my pocket, and like go throw it in a screen or something.
Right, okay. You toss it somewhere.
All right, cool. And then I'll go back to Shenanigans and be like, all right, Desmond, I've got some more information for you.
Good. Tell me.
So there's a halfling who's a pretty major provider. So you got your supplier, or he's distributor, and then the producers. We've taken care of one. There's this like farm up north that's like guarded by attack dogs and minotaurs, and I ain't about that life. I'd more rather have people go and attack them, and then I just swoop in and get like the last hits or whatever.
You want to tell me the name of this place? I can find some other blokes.
It's a subsidiary of Luna Farms.
The Luna Farms to the north. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And he gives you like the hold on hand and gives a whistle and motions to a table of like 6 dwarves and calls them over and says, "Dwarves, I've got a personal job for you. There's some minotaurs north of here in a small farm, subsidiary of Luna Acres. They've got some attack dogs. These guys are complicit in the murder of children. He pats you on the shoulder. My spy master here tells me that they are on the run and have been hired as mercenaries, but their true form is as assassins who will kill anyone, anywhere, anytime. They've already killed children. So we need you to get rid of these guys pronto." And he shuffles around, is like, here, and pulls out a magic tart. He pulls out some magic pastries.
I bet the dwarves fucking love it. You know, they've been drinking, they haven't had anything to eat yet. Pastries, perfect.
Okay, he's not giving them this, but I just want to read this magic item to you because it's ridiculous. It's called the Tart of Accusation. These pastries are tempting. Anyone seeing them must make a saving throw versus spell or pick one up. They cannot be eaten. Anyone attempting to do so will merely put the tart away in a pouch or other container. No saving throw allowed. The tarts are cursed. Anyone carrying a tart cannot hide in shadows, stay invisible, or otherwise remain unnoticed. A remove curse spell will cause the victim to eat the tart, requiring a saving throw versus poison or die. A dispel evil spell from the caster of at least 26th level will cause the tart to disappear. Who makes this item?
Who does that?
I don't know.
Like, that's fucking genius. But who does that?
Yeah, the tart, you can't hide with it on you ever. And if you try to remove curse it, you save or die. Wow.
That's an amazing defensive item, though, for like someone trying to defend something. Like, just have his tarts out.
Oh, here we go. Here's tarts of a summer day. These pastries appear to function as tarts of accusation in all respects, but have no effect on others. The owner of a tart may, on command, cause stormy or cloudy weather to change, becoming a bright lit summer's day in but one turn. This use causes the tart to disappear.
I like to think that they just eat it, and then it's like, gee, I sure wish it was bright out. I was like, oh wow, it's bright out. That's great.
These are all from the Polyhedron Newsine article, or magazine, or pamphlet 23 or whatever. It's ridiculous. Okay, he doesn't give them tarts of accusation or summer's day. That's just ridiculous. He hands them a torch of continual fire. Hey, the same thing he gave you. He pulls it out and puts it on the table and goes, "This small wooden torch can light up a 15-foot radius sphere, providing warmth for all within 20 feet of the torch's light. It has a command word. It's just called blaze on or blaze off. That when spoken instantly ignites the top of the torch. Saying the word again douses the fire. At no time does the tip of the item heat up. It possesses 1,000 charges. No, it doesn't possess 1,000 charges. It's on or off. It's fine. Cool." And he hands them that and says, "This is your payment for getting rid of these minotaurs." The dwarves take the job immediately. Without any questions.
Like, Minotaur assassins? Come on, Desmond, you can do better than that.
That's actually not a lie. There are Minotaur assassins. I've seen them. They're not sneaky. They don't hide.
Okay.
But they do find their targets and kill them brutally.
Very well. Yeah, so there's this guy, Nose, halfling. He's the dude with the tulips on the roof. He's one of the bigger distributors. The other one that I know of, I think it would be a bit political if I were to reveal who it was. And I think that's not worth it. It's not worth it. If we just destroy the suppliers, it'll dry up and everything will be fine.
He nods.
So there's distributors, and then the providers, and that's going to be like the kid you dragged out yesterday or the day before.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Him. I've already given him a good beating.
Oh, he already went and got more from Nose.
He swore a blood oath to me that he was done selling.
I think you might want to look at your little blood oath pamphlet and make sure you're doing the right ones, because it sounds like it wasn't a real blood oath.
Well,
just leave him be. I need everything to appear normal, because I'm accusing Nose of the one that destroyed the farm over there.
Any way you could make it look like this kid was also involved in it?
He's just a kid. Let him be an idiot. We're all entitled to our idiot years. Just trust me on that one.
But he was selling to my daughter.
Do you know how much dumb shit your daughter has done? Never mind. Don't answer that. She's perfect.
He furrows his face in anger, but understanding, and quiets down.
I mean, if it makes us any more awkward at all, I'm literally your daughter's age, so.
That's a good point.
I don't know what that says of her or myself, but what I'm saying is kids do dumb shit.
Yeah.
And unless this kid starts actually being a real problem.
All right.
Like
you and Lizzie, all right. You've both been telling me to let the kid go, so we'll let him go.
Let the kid go. He'll eventually run out of money from selling stuff, because people will just run out of Starleaf. Or they'll just ship it in from a new place, and you're not going to be able to stop that. You alone are one man.
You saying that the war on drugs is unwinnable?
I'm saying that if your army in this war on drugs consists of you and me, that it is 100% unwinnable.
Fine. But you
That
make
being
sure
said, if
that
you catch
nose
a
guy
dog-
goes down. Oh, what, huh?
I mean, that being said, if you catch your daughter with it, you're her parent. I'm not going to tell you what to do there. I'll let Lizzie do that.
Oh, believe me, I have plans for her. There's a boarding school you could send her off to for a summer. That'll teach her.
It'll teach her something. I don't think it's going to be the lesson any of you think it will be.
How many kids have you raised? Huh?
Do you want to know that answer?
Actually, yeah. I meant it rhetorically, but have you raised any children?
Couple. I mean, like, you know, the whole it takes a village to raise a child thing. That's like actually what happens with kobolds.
Oh, wow.
I just kind of left them because they're all a bunch of dumbasses.
And you say you're only 13 years old? My God. You kobolds, you work quickly.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure first kid I sired, I was probably like 6 or 7 or some shit.
You know what they say about kobolds? They breed like kobolds. All right, anyway.
You mean that the pre-gestation period is very low and they come to maturity very rapidly. Yes.
And have large litter sizes. Yes.
Yes, that is indeed accurate.
All right.
Anyway, so I don't know what the farm over there is going to do with Nose after I've implicated him. I'm probably going to hypnotize him to say that, yeah, he sure wanted their shit destroyed and not get him to actually confess because that's not my power right now. However, I'm pretty sure that'll be good enough with like the fake bullshit I made up.
Got it.
No.
Well, good job there.
I'm basically going to tell him that he hired pixies to salt their field and throw salt in their well.
You salted their fields? You beautiful bastard.
Yep. I wasn't able to fully salt their field, but I salted the well. Like, I put all the salt that I wasn't able to get in their field in the well, so.
Well, I doubt they'll be farming very much over there anytime soon.
Yeah. I kind of ignored the ecological ramifications that had, and it's just like, yeah, whatever, it's not my problem.
Ecological ramifications? That's fake. There's no such thing. The world will be fine. Druids will come and clear it up.
I wouldn't say it's fake. I just say that what I did is very localized and won't affect the
It'll be fine.
And honestly, by the time it is a problem, I'll be dead, so it won't be my problem. Whether it's old age or I just did something stupid.
I got a potion of sweet water somewhere. I can just dump that down the well once they move, and the water will become pure again.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta learn that trick. That's a good one.
Yeah, potions of sweet water. Whenever you pick one up, you think it's useless, and then someone poisons a well, and you're like, I got something for this.
I mean, I didn't poison it.
You poisoned a well. It's undrinkable water now.
It's not undrinkable. They're not gonna die.
It's undrinkable.
They're not gonna die if they drink it. They're gonna die if they just only drink it.
Well, isn't that the same? Isn't that...
Would you say that the oceans are poisoned just because of their salt water?
Yes, the oceans are poisonous.
Oceans are poisonous.
Yes.
I think this is going into semantics. It's not worth arguing over.
Semantics is a big word for a kobold, but I appreciate what you're doing here. Let's say we're on the same side for now.
Yeah, spells are also big fucking words for kobolds too, and yet here I am.
That's true. How the fuck are you a kobold wizard? How did that even happen?
I don't know, Desmond. Figure it out. You're the big smart human here. Figure it out.
Maybe you're like only half kobold or something.
Half kobold, half what?
Half halfling.
That's insulting.
Which half is the insulting one?
The halfling. How would you feel if I said you looked like you were half halfling?
I'd feel worse if you said I looked like I was half kobold.
Well, yeah, because you're a human.
Yeah. Well, okay, all right. I see what's going on. I see. All right.
Yeah,
Let's just agree to disagree, and you do the good work, and you get the payment.
I'll agree. I'll agree that it just baffles your mind how you can't figure out how a kobold became a wizard.
You're too stupid. Generally speaking, I guess you're the exception to the rule, right? The exception that proves the rule. The only kobold wizard that's ever existed. I've heard of kobold clerics.
Don't you remember the kobold wizard that came back through here, cast a fireball in the middle of town, killed that one elf?
Oh yeah, the pyromancer. Didn't he get a job as a fire marshal?
No, he was a necromancer.
Oh, the necromancer. Now there's so many mancers these days. Necromancers, pyromancers, gastromancers. It's getting hard to keep track of. Back in my day, there were just wizards, warriors, clerics, and thieves. And now it's everything under the sun.
Like,
well, I'm not just a wizard. I specialize in fire.
It's like,
right, or I'm a sorcerer, or I'm a warlock, or it's all. Back in my day, there were only 4 class identities. All these other ones are a bunch of bullshit.
What about bards? What about paladins? What about rangers?
They're paladins and rangers are warriors. Bards are stupid.
Bards are, I don't know. Bards are pretty freaking amazing. Have you ever met one?
The spellcasting kind? Yeah, sure. I've met a couple of them, but they were pretty stupid. They just sat around singing songs and not really participating in the combat.
Not really participating in the combat? I don't know.
Yeah.
I heard stories of a bard who, fucking beat a wizard with magic.
I haven't. Who was
I'll
it?
tell you later. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Can't waste all the good stories.
He nods.
I think that you have a lot of expectations that can easily be blown out of the water.
Are you saying I have unrealistic expectations for people?
I'm saying who doesn't.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep the ball rolling.
Oh yeah, I'm just dicking around for a day.
Mm-hmm.
Let the evidence fester.
He pours you a cold one and pours one for himself and sits. The Shenanigans have been kind of quiet since he kicked everybody out, searched their possessions, and dumped them out on the streets. Everyone that was there that day wandered off and has found a new place of employment temporarily.
I'd recommend you get the band back, and this time don't flip out.
Well, they've already moved on to their next gig. We'll get them next time they come through.
No. Well, I mean, just think of how much money you could have made, and how much Lizzie'd probably chew you out less if you had made that much money.
Oh, she agreed with me on closing down the place for the night. Money's not really an object for us. We've got hundreds of thousands of gold stashed away.
I've got a decent amount, but yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So what else do you want to do for the day? You've got
it's
time.
literally I'm taking my cold one. I'm gonna go take a nap.
All right.
I don't know, something to hide around. After I take a nap, I'm gonna watch Nose a bit, see what he's doing.
Sure, he seems chill. He's just hanging out in his place. When you arrive, there's the front door's open, and he is in the middle of closing some sort of deal with somebody. It's a nice day, so he left the door open.
Mm-hmm.
And the person walks out with a bag about yay big, gives you a wave and kind of motions like, door's open, and just walks down the street.
No, I assume I was just walking by that point, so I just keep going, not looking to.
Okay.
And they're like, weird halflings. I don't get it.
Yep.
Sweet.
So
then
you
I'll
can, you
go
watch him for a little while. He's got a few more customers that come in, and they all walk away with large amounts of stuff.
Yeah,
And
I know
go
how
ahead.
much he had because I was literally inside of his stash.
Right. And a little bit later, this wizard-looking feller walks on in, goes to buy something from him, sits down at the table, gets some tea poured for him. The halfling goes, opens the drawer, flips around with the false bottom, pulls out the bag, and like dumps them on the table, and you can sort of like see the body language of the conversation with Nose being like, sorry man, this is all I've got left, and the wizard being like, shit, okay, fine, I'll take this. And they do the exchange, and once the wizard leaves, Nose kind of gives him a moment, and then gets up, dusts himself off, grabs a pack, grabs a couple other things, puts a bunch of money in his pocket, and heads for the front door, shuts it, locks it, and heads into town.
Perfect. I'll follow him.
He goes into town, takes a left, heads out east, goes to Stargazer Starleaf Farms.
Perfect. He's heading that direction?
Yep.
All right, so what I'll do is the moment I see he's out of town, I'll put on the rollerblades just to get like a good head start.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as like I can see like the farm, I'll like take him off, get on the road, and I'm sure I've left him well in the dust. Since I can literally move 4 times faster than him.
Yeah, it's like a half-hour walk. So it'll take him. It's a half-hour walk for a regular person. No.
So
yeah.
Take him
so for him, it'll take an hour, and for you, it'll take 15 minutes. So once he's like halfway there, you can bolt the rest of the way, no problem.
Yeah, I'll get on there. I'll just be like running down. It's like, I'm delivering early, boys.
Someone grabs Grace and pulls her out, and she says, "What do you mean, early?"
Oh, Nose is coming this way.
And you're sure he's the culprit?
I'm pretty sure he's going to try and buy you out of whatever you have left.
That doesn't make him guilty.
No, I'm saying that's what he's coming here to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I can bag him for you then.
Are you sure he's the one?
Oh, positive. Didn't you guys notice like the pink like dust over here?
Pink dust?
Show me. Like go over to the well and like pull out some of the grains of salt.
She looks at it.
Pink.
The pink sugar. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Pixie dust.
No, we didn't see that. She leans in close and smells it. Pixie dust?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Is it valuable?
Not in these quantities. Like, honestly, I've never handled the pixie myself. I've just seen the pixie dust. Like, the amount that it's spread out and the amounts that I found at his place, not really enough. It's just like they weren't like constantly going over and whatnot. But I think what happened is he hired these pixies to spread the salt. Usually pixies aren't like this mean. I think he told them it's like sugar, something's playing prank on you guys or whatnot. But the wheels, that's a pixie-sized cart right there.
I see. That makes some semblance of sense.
Yeah. And then he probably just like, as far as the barn, I don't know how they did it. The barn kind of burning all the way down makes it very difficult to.
Well, pixies could fly in unnoticed and start a fire, I suppose.
Yeah, that's what makes the most sense. But I also found that his tulips seem to be doing quite nice, and there are some awkward lumps up above.
I see.
So I'm thinking what we can do is when he gets here, you bind and gag him.
Uh-huh.
And then we'll take him to his place and see what we can find.
Uh-huh. They nod. And that's around the time someone calls over, like, Grace! There's a visitor! And she takes a look, and you take a look, and there, sure enough, is Nose. He's just arrived at the farm, at the gate, and is being, motioned through towards the house. And she looks to you and goes, would you care to confront him with me? I think this investigation...
We'll confront him at his place, where the last of the evidence, or I'm pretty sure is hidden. For obvious reasons, I didn't go digging around his roof, because that just gave me right away.
Right. Good. And she will walk up to him and give him, he makes some sort of like friendly opening, and you can from the distance overhear the conversation being something like, I know we haven't seen eye to eye recently, but I was thinking maybe we should put the past behind, and then she like slaps him across the face. And he's a little stunned by it. And goes, what was that for? And she says, you know it exactly what that's for. Boys, bind his arms. They do so, and he looks surprised.
Recommend gagging him.
She nods and produces a silk handkerchief from her pocket and just ties it around his mouth and nice and tight. And he's looking bewildered and surprised. And she says, take us to your house. We have some discussions. And they will all head back to his house. And you're following them, yeah?
Oh yeah, I'm with them.
All right.
I'm with them.
Let's see. Now the night that you broke into his house, there was less than a minute. It was dark. Let's see. He did see someone, but did he see you? Let's take a look and see. I don't think halflings have infravision.
If he doesn't have infravision, I'd say he definitely doesn't recognize me.
Yeah. Maybe halfling, blah, 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 blah.
I almost color sprayed him. I was like, that'd be a dead giveaway.
Any halfling has a 15% chance to have normal infravision. And then if that's failed, there's a 25% chance that they have limited infravision. Okay, so let's roll a D100 for the 15% chance of normal infravision. 56, nope.
Perfect.
And then let's see. Whoops. Roll a 25% chance for 30% infravision.
I thought it was 25.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, 25% chance for 30%.
For 30. Yeah. That is a 47. That is also a fail. Similarly, any halflings with this blood can detect blah, 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 blah. We don't need to worry about that stuff.
Perfect.
Fantastic. So he doesn't have infravision. He wouldn't be able to recognize you right away. We'll give him a long shot charisma chance to see.
I also
Four's not, no. And his charisma is 10. So he rolls a 14 on his charisma check. He definitely doesn't recognize you at all. No idea who you are. And everyone heads back to his place. Is there anything you want to say or do on the way?
Oh no.
No? All right.
The imagination is a far better storyteller than I am.
Excellent.
Sorry.
Well, you all get back to the place. They don't kick down the door. They search his pockets for the key and open the door and step on in. Someone goes to the roof and starts digging around. And he's gagged and is looking back and forth and trying to pantomime, but his arms are behind his back, and so he's making some noises and sounds, but it's not really working.
Yep.
Yeah,
and I start like looking around, like sniffing, even though like I don't have Torque's sense of smell, so I'm just like, yep. And I'll like go and I'll find some of the pixie dust that I left here the other day. Because remember, I said I sprinkled a little bit.
Right. So you find some of the pixie dust sprinkled around, and that's pretty damning evidence. She comes over, sees that. She compares it to the samples she took from the farm, and looks at the halfling.
And even though like it's not a lot. It's probably definitely like a couple grains that we got from the farm. There wasn't a lot of it there.
And without ungagging him, she says, well, look at this. Pixie dust here, pixie dust at our farm. We had a little falling out, and you took vengeance on us and destroyed our crop and tried to poison our well. What do you have to say for yourself? And ungags him, and he goes, it wasn't me. Look, someone's framing me. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Pixie dust? This is ridiculous. Someone broke into my house last night. They put me to sleep. They cast a color spray. If you look, you'll probably find colored sand on my ground too. And the woman's like, well, who would frame you, of all people, for something? You're the only one that really has it out for us. And he's like, look, I didn't do it. And this is when someone brings in the salt bags they found on the roof and dump it on the ground like, yep. Found some salt here. No, it was the pixie. What'd you hide in the roof?
I hid salt
pixie?
bags with pixie dust on it.
Right. And they pull it out and goes, yep, salt bags on the roof. And he goes, "Whoa! Why would I hide salt in my ceiling? That doesn't make any sense." And she looks at him and is like, "That is an oddity, but halflings are odd folk, aren't you?"
I mean, earlier today he just had his front door wide open, so just sitting there wide open, people coming in, coming out.
She looks to you, he looks to you and goes, "What is that supposed to mean, huh? And who the hell are you?"
Who the fuck just leaves their door open?
"Good, honest people." And Grace kind of looks at him and goes, "Well, that is true."
I'm sorry, that's just like, I don't understand that one.
"Well, Nose, we have plenty of evidence to suggest you're the one that burned down our farm. Now, if it wasn't you, who would have done it?" And he is panicking. Let's see. Give him an intelligence check. Ooh,
okay.
Natural 19. Okay. What is the very best alternative explanation that he can come up with? Look. Our fight was sort of public. I was shouting at you, it was yelling, it was loud. Anyone walking by could have overheard that shit. You have a real competitor in Luna Acres. They're definitely the ones who did this stuff, and they're trying to frame me. As the kobold said, my door was open, you know? Anyone could have come in, and someone did rob me last night. Look, there's gotta be sand over there, or flower petals, or, you know, there's a component for the spell, right? And they search the house, and sure enough, there's a little bit of colored sand. And they're like, "Well, maybe you have been framed, but who would frame you? Wouldn't Luna Acres only want to further use you as a distributor?" And he's like, yeah, but
why are you trying to frame Luna Acres so hard? Like,
because I didn't do it. He swears up and down.
I'm sure you didn't. But you're the only one that would gain from you blaming Luna Acres right here, because they gain from you only buying from them. That's where all your money's going to go. However, if you blame them, they lose, you win, because you wasn't me.
Yeah.
Dude,
this
wasn't me.
This is pretty damning evidence. It's all very heavily stacked against him, but we're still going to come down to a charisma check, but a really favorable one. So why don't you take your make a charisma check at advantage and add 5 to whatever you get, because this is really lopsided evidence. You know that he is bound to lose this, but you got to roll some dice for this. And he'll make his pleading charisma check at disadvantage. And what do we say? He has 13 charisma. Oh God, he cannot roll a 34. Oh, and there's +5. Oh, no, you've already included the +5, right?
Yeah, no, my base charisma is 11.
There's no way he can do this. He rolls a 12 or a 20, so we'll take the 12 and add his 13 for a 25 versus your 34, and your 34 is like the evidence against him. And Grace just shakes her head and says, "Nose. This is a bad way to go about achieving your goals." And Grace pulls out one of those, like, the crystals that she's had around and walks up to him and goes, "I will forgive you, because all people deserve life and forgiveness." And she, like, pokes his mouth a little bit to open it and pops a crystal inside and says, "Now swallow this, and you shall be forgiven." And he does. And she smiles wryly and walks away, has her guards release him. And he looks around, baffled. And then begins to choke. And then gag. And his eyes begin to bulge, and blood starts to leak out of them. And he starts puking, but it catches in his throat, which is too swollen. So now it's like a swollen throat with like a backup of puke trying to come out of it. And he bleeds to death while he chokes on his own vomit.
That's pretty bad.
Grace looks to you and extends a hand. "Thank you very much for bringing this man to justice. Criminals, thieves, murderers, arsonists, dangerous people."
Mm-hmm. The most dangerous.
Yes, the most
Second
dangerous.
Second most dangerous.
Who's more dangerous than that?
Rogue wizard. Someone who just
Yes, rogue
wizard.
wizards are dangerous.
a
Those
very
loner
powerful
ones.
wizard who's just like, fuck you guys today, and then no thank you.
Yes, dangerous. Well, I do believe we owe you some small amount of money.
Yep.
Come back to the farms with me, and we shall get you paid.
Yes, indeed.
And she takes you back to the farms and will dole you out 500 gold pieces. That is going to be 10 bags of gold, because each bag can roughly hold 50 coins.
All right. I'm immediately going to take it to the bank and exchange it for plat.
There's not much of a way of a bank around here. It's just going to be
Shit.
sitting in gold.
Shit.
Yeah.
Jeweler, change it for gems? Change it for gems?
You could buy gems. 500
Yeah.
gold worth of gems. You can buy my DMG real quick. Oh, this bookshelf was the greatest thing I've ever done. Such a simple invention. So useful. A shelf for books. It's amazing. Let's see. Precious gemstones. Precious gemstones. Do. All right, so you can get amber, which is 100 GP per gemstone. Alexandrite, also 100 GP. Amethyst, chrysoberyl, coral, jade, jet, or
Are those all hundo?
tourmaline are all 100s. Or you can get aquamarine, garnets, pearls. Pearls vary between 100 and 500. Periodites, or topaz, which are 500s.
Ooh, I'll take an aquamarine.
All right, so you'll buy one fat aquamarine stone for 500 GP. So please add that to your character sheet somewhere.
Done.
Excellent. You now have money. Serious
I have
money. And you've
one.
already paid for all of your expenses to
I
cover
already had that
right?
much and had almost 1,500 GP worth in plat. So now I'm
So
at about
you
1,000 gold.
are overloaded on cash.
Oh, so overloaded.
And you're only level 2.
3-2.
3-2, right, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'll immediately go back to Shenanigans. Desmond, I'm not burning down any more of their farms.
Oh, it's all right. I already got the dwarves on it. They hacked those minotaurs and their guard dogs to death, and
I like look around. It's like that Grace lady's fucking nuts. She fed Nose this like crystal that choked him and like cut up his inside, so he tried to puke, but he couldn't puke, so he like died from internal bleeding and asphyxiation.
what? That
Yeah, she
hippie? That stone healing, peace loving, goddess worshipping hippie murdered someone?
Those stones aren't for healing.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Well,
Now I could probably take them out, but I'd need a lot of time to prepare for that, like a significant amount of time. I'm not up to that. Not right now.
well, if we've done away with their ability to produce, why don't we just leave them be? If they come back later with more, if they don't give up, then we'll talk about it. But if they're done, then it can just be. How's that?
Sounds good.
Good.
Sounds good.
He shakes your hand.
Excellent. Yeah, no, it's pretty good. I was a little worried there at the end when he like started being like, "Oh my God, this evidence is all this is pretty convenient," but thankfully wrapped it up tightly. My hands are clean.
Good. Can't have any of them drug dealers in our town selling
All
drugs
I
to our
did was
kids.
a little bit of property destruction. I didn't kill anybody today.
Property destruction. Everything can be rebuilt. You know, in the wake of war is when economies usually boom. All the destruction and things needing to be rebuilt. It's great for employment. Great for progress.
Well, I mean,
Every
so is
now
the
and then
war
we need to
effort.
burn
We
everything down.
Build all the war shit.
Totally. War is great for the economy. Not great for people, but good for business. Short term, good for business. Well, what do I owe you?
It's a good question. I always do like that cash money. What do you have weapon-wise? Or do you have any good items that might be able to help me? Maybe like can't wear armor. You know, the spells and the armor, they don't go along very well together.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, what do you have in that regard? Like any items that might be useful.
Items that might be useful. Desmond leads you down to the basement and goes over to a chest that he opens and is filled with potions. And he is we're gonna do this the fun way. He pulls out 4 potions at random and hands them over to you, being like, I don't know, these are probably pretty useful. Here you go. All right. I need you to roll me. God.
Do you want 1,000 to start?
Not quite. It's gonna be less than 1,000. It's gonna be 1,000 minus 463. It's gonna be a 1d 537 plus 463.
5 through 9.
5, 3, 9. The first one is a potion of deafness. I'm pretty sure it just makes you deaf.
It's good.
That could be useful in all sorts of situations.
Mm-hmm.
in this. No, it's got to be in this book. There we go. Let's double check this one. Because deft, as in like good with something, is spelled differently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deaf and deft. Istar's truth. No. A, B, C, D comes before E of deaf. Would you roll 359? 3-5, yes. A of deafness. The potion affects the character drinking it as the second level wizard spell with the same name. However, the saving throw versus poison is it's save versus poison instead of save versus spell. It is temporary. It only lasts for 10 to 40 minutes. Perfect.
Perfect.
Temporary potion of deafness, not permanent.
Okay.
Go ahead and give it to me another time. What else we got? 481. 81. A potion of animal control. Ooh.
Ooh. That's good.
He hands it to you after reading the label and gives himself a chuckle. It says, this potion enables the imbiber to empathize with and control the emotions of animals of one type, cats or dogs or horses, etc. The number of animals controlled depends upon its size. For like giant rats, it's 5d4. For medium creatures, it's 3d4. For large creatures, it's 1d4. The type of animal that can be controlled depends on the potion. Oh, so give me a d20. Oh, any one. Mammal, avian, reptile, fish, different sort of mammal. Yeah. So it'll work on any creature.
Emphasis on the animal part and not monster?
Yes.
Alright.
Animals with 5 intelligence or better are entitled to a saving throw. Control is limited to emotions or drives unless some form of communication is possible. Note that many monsters can't be controlled by use of this potion, nor can humans, demi-humans, or humanoids. Right. So you can sort of like manipulate their emotional states and driving factors, but not so much like attack this person, but maybe like that person's an enemy, and then they'll act on their own.
Or make them very afraid.
Yeah, or fear, or any. Yeah. Give me another of the other roll, the non-d20 roll. 602.
I really have rolled low on that.
Quite low. Holy shit. He begins to hand one over to you. It's got this like milky-ish white fluid in it, and like almost hands it to you and eyes you up and down and goes, you're a good person, right?
I shrugged.
I mean, like a good person, right? Tell me you're a good person. And he starts to like maybe put the potion away.
I'm a good person.
Here's a potion of white dragon breath. Be careful with it. It's really dangerous.
White dragon breath? That's awesome.
Yeah,
Hell
if you
yeah.
drink a full draft of this potion, you can immediately use the breath weapon attack of the corresponding type of dragon. The damage inflicted is that of the dragon one age category lower than the drinker. For example, an adult green dragon drinks a potion of wait, it can only be drunk by dragons?
Wait, what?
Oh, it's only for if a dragon drinks a full draft of one. Wait, what happens if a regular person drinks it?
What happened?
So only dragons can use this? Wait a minute.
Why are you asking me if I'm a good person if I can't even drink that?
Wait a minute. This is able to breathe. This newly gained breath weapon is an addition to its own breath weapon. Formulations are very tricky. Easy to make a mistake. The poison dragon breath lasts for this, or until you use the new breath weapon. All right, he hands it over to you and goes, "Good. If you ever meet a dragon, you can have them breathe white dragon breath now. Use it carefully. There's a lot of evil dragons out there." All right, give us
wait. Does that mean they could permanently use two different breath weapons?
No, they can use it once in, 4 hours.
Okay. Great. Perfect.
But these potions are highly toxic to non-dragons. You need to make a successful saving throw versus poison with a -4 penalty or die horribly in 1d4 rounds. So be careful.
What happens if I save? I just don't die?
Yeah, then you're really sick for a little while. It'll be okay.
You know what? This is fine. This is fine.
Good.
This is great.
And he
I've got an idea for this already.
He goes to reach out a fourth potion. Ooh, there we go. That's a higher roll. I mean, it's alphabetical order, so it's not necessarily power or not. 812. Oh. Shit. That's not.
What?
Maybe it's under. Hold on, let me read this before we say that this is being pulled out. This might be really fun, or this might be so broken as to like. Okay, no, here we go. This is perfect for you, little kobold. This is a potion of wizard power. There are 4 different varieties of this potion. One for warriors, one for wizards, one for priests, one for rogues. Like I told you, there used to only be 4 classes. Each potion will last for 1d4 plus 4 turns, so
Holy
50
shit.
to 80 minutes. And characters receive no bonuses if they drink a potion meant for another class. So you can use this, but I couldn't ever use this. When you drink this potion, you cast spells as if you were 2 levels higher than your present level. So if you're 2nd level and you cast it, you cast all spells as if you were 4th level for the next 40 to 80 minutes.
Level 4.
Level 4, yeah, as if you were level 4 for 40 to 80 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. It'll buff all of your spells slightly.
Yeah. I feel like the real buffs come around level 5.
Yeah, and then you're casting fireballs as if you were 7th level. Whew. It's
Lightning
terrifying.
bolts like a 7th level.
Lightning bolt. Lightning bolt.
Well, you done good work, kiddo. He shakes your hand again and gives you a stink eye and says, if I ever see you down in my basement digging through my potions, just know that this is not a real chest. It's a mimic that I've tamed, and it's poisonous. So if you touch it, it'll bite you and kill you. Just so you know. Just so you don't get any
Desmond,
ideas.
I've never stolen anything from you.
Good, because I have plot armor, and so does everything I own.
Plotanium.
Unless as part of the plot that you have to deal with it.
It's plotanium.
Oh,
I
Good.
promise that if I steal from anyone in your family, it'll only be drugs from your daughter.
Good. You can steal drugs from my daughter. That's fine.
Excellent.
But she shouldn't ever have drugs again. I think I've taken care of that.
Hey.
All right. Let's calculate some XP for you.
Excellent.
You did complete today's quest by yourself, which is great. You planted some pretty good evidence on this guy. All of your sneaking around the farm was spot on. Let's see. You did refuse to go out and kill the minotaurs and everything, but that got taken care of another route, so that's fine. You did initially steal the drugs and prevent Layla from taking drugs, which I think is good for the story and for Desmond and everything. They're happy with that.
That's hilarious.
And yeah. Let's give a little bit of role-playing XP in here and divide it by 1. And you get 2,500 experience at the end of the session.
1,000.
2,500.
500. All right. Sweet. Yeah.
And then you divide that by 2 for each of your classes, right?
Yep.
So 1,250 for each of your classes.
0. Excellent. Let's add that up to the wizard. Level on up. All right. All right. Level on up. Excellent.
Are you leveling?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I just added up all my XP.
But both classes are leveling,
Oh,
yeah?
yeah. I'm now at 66436027.
All right, so
Makes me 4-3.
roll me d6 plus d8 and divide it by 2.
Yep. Oh, wait, no, that's actually really good. Holy shit.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That is 3/4 of my current HP.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you should have 14 now then?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a con bonus, do you?
Nope. Con is my third highest stat. Well, tied at my third highest stat at 12.
Nice.
Yeah. Excellent. Which means level 2 spells, baby. Which I already have a bunch of spell books from other people.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a whole bunch of level 2 spells that I have access to.
Nice.
Or that at least I can attempt to learn.
Nice.
Yep. Excellent. Yeah, and I'll pick out which spells I have later.
Cool. Well, that wraps us up for Shenanigans today.
Perfect.
Congratulations. This was fun. We will be back next week with more Shenanigans. And I'm going to try and schedule a Homeward Bound for next weekend, but I don't know if it's going to happen. It's hard to schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Any final words before we head out for the night? Afternoon?
Nah, I got nothing.
I got nothing either. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
See you next time, kids.